about to transform this abandoned, messy room into my dream gaming room. Because for the last 6 years, I've done nothing but pile this spare bedroom up full of junk. And over the last 2 years of creating content, it started to run into other parts of the house until the point where my wife is sick of. But I'm about to change all that because we leave for vacation in 5 days. And I want her to come home to a super clean house when we get back.
But unfortunately, that starts with us making the house even more messy because we have to take everything out of this room and there is a ton of crap in here.
I think this is gonna take a while.
So the plan for day one is to clean out this entire room and get it prepped for painting. But that was a lot easier said than done because the more I cleaned in this room, it felt like the more stuff magically appeared. So you could say that I way underestimated how long it was going to take me to clean out 6 years worth of junk out of this room. I had so many little things in this room that I totally forgot about. Not to mention we had the giant stuff like the TV, this futon mattress, and an old bed from college. But lucky for me, I had some really good help. All right, so this is the end of day one and we pretty much got the room completely torn out thanks to my wife helping me to move a few things out of here. But I really wanted to get everything taped tonight, but it's just too late and I'm really tired, so we'll pick up with that on day two. So we woke up early to start day two, planning to get all these curtains taken off and get the painting stuff ready to go, hoping to have a really good day.
It's pretty echoey in here because we got everything cleaned out now. I've already took down the curtain, so it's pretty bright. We're gonna try to get all the painting done today. That's our goal for today. We're a little behind because I wanted to get everything taped off yesterday, but we didn't get that done, so let's see if we can catch up.
But little did I know, as I was getting stuff ready to paint, this day was going to be much, much worse. Our first hiccup was this water damage. I'm definitely not equipped to handle this, so I'm just gonna scrape it off and hope for the best. Maybe if I sand it really well and put enough coats of paint on it, I can make it look okay. This, along with my other sanding, made a huge mess in the floor, so I had to stop and get out the shop vac and vacuum the floor really well. Then we had to scrub the bottom of the floor to get all the spider webs off because we want to paint everything completely black in this room. Oh, and our little buddy came back to help.
What you got? Yeah.
Then I recruited my wife to help me put off tape everywhere, so hopefully I wouldn't make a huge mess in the floor or all over the other walls. Now you may be thinking, why is my wife helping me so much in this video? Well, that's because my wife has been super supportive of my content journey so far, but we've just gotten to the point where I literally cannot store everything that I need in the little tiny office that I'm currently in. So while we have a really good plan for how I want this room to come out to, one of the main goals is having enough storage that nothing else will ever be in the kitchen, dining room, or living room ever again. But now it's off to Lowe's to pick up the paint supplies. And this buggy is really gonna hurt my wallet, but after a few $100s later, we're ready to start painting. So I painted and I painted some more. And let me tell you, I absolutely despise painting. It is the worst part of building a gaming room or doing any room of any kind. I will definitely be paying someone to do this in the future. All right, so it is 11:35 at the end of day two, and I did not get all the painting done. I mean, I came pretty close, but I didn't quite get it done. So I'm totally exhausted. So I'm gonna go to bed and then get up and finish painting in the morning, and then maybe we can start moving some stuff in here by the end of the day tomorrow. So I'll see you on day three. Also, here's proof that I do wash my orange shirt for those of you that are gonna say something about it in the comments. With only 2 days left before we go on vacation, I once again had to get my wife to come help me paint because I didn't trust myself to paint the ceilings or close to the floor.
Painting is done. Let's go.
However, once we got all the painting done, I then decided to go outside my wife to ask my parents for some help. I just had to bribe them with seeing their grandson for a little while. My dad helped me replace all the electrical outlets and the covers so that we could have everything in the color black to match the rest of the theme of the room. After we got done with that, I did replace these really nasty old vent covers with some black ones to keep the theme going. Then I vacuumed the floor really good and got on my hands and knees with this mop bucket and completely scrubbed the entire floor. But by the time I got done with this floor, we got some pretty bad news.
Okay guys, two things. One, you can tell I'm wearing this polo, sort of my normal orange shirt. That's because
We have plans tonight. So pretty much as soon as I got done with the floor, I had to go get ready, get my son ready, or help get my son ready, because we had stuff we planned on doing tonight, which I totally forgot about. And that means I don't have any more time today to work on this room. But that's not the worst part. Tomorrow, my wife has to work, and she doesn't work in the office much. Most of the time she gets to stay at home. Well, we don't have a babysitter. Normally my parents or her parents watch the kid when my wife's at work, and that lets me work on content, or when I'm actually at work. I'm off for the summer because I'm a teacher, but that means tomorrow I'm not gonna get anything done. So like for the next 12 to 18 hours, I can't work on the room. It's gonna be so hard to finish. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my kid and it's gonna be fun watching him. I'm just not gonna be able to get any work done here by myself.
All right, guys, so it's day 4 currently, and it is 8:57 at night. I'm getting a super late start to day 4 because our babysitter canceled, and so I've been stuck on daddy duty all day, and then my wife got home, and it's just been a really long day. So we're super far behind. We haven't got anything put in the room yet, and so I'm about to bring everything in here, and I'm gonna put together as much as I can tonight before I go to bed, sleep a few hours, and hopefully finish the room tomorrow. Oh yeah, and one table is not showing up yet. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so I guess we'll find out for sure.
So I got started with some of the help from my wife to get all of these boxes inside the room so we could get started.
This isn't even everything, but this is more than we'll get done tonight. So let's get started.
Now, if you remember, storage was a big factor of me doing this room, so we have a ton of storage options here. The first one that I'm putting together is this stand that has 7 drawers. I actually bought 3 of these so that I can store all kinds of small computer parts, screws, different things like that. While I'm doing this, my wife's cleaning out this closet because I have an awesome plan for storage in the closet as well. Then she helped me finish putting together the drawers because there were 3 of them with 7 drawers. So that's 21 drawers we had to put together, and it took forever. But then I told my wife she needed to go to bed because it was getting late and it was time for me to start on the closet.
So in order for us to get everything out of the other living spaces, we're gonna have to use this closet. It's kind of dirty in here, but that's as good as it's gonna get.
So our plan was to take out this old shelving unit because I bought 2 heavy-duty garage type storage shelves that, if I measured correctly, should perfectly fit inside this closet so that I can have the maximum amount of storage to store PC cases, motherboard boxes, anything that is large in the world of computers, monitors, whatever, can all go inside this closet. And I wanted to get this done tonight so that I still have time to go to Lowe's tomorrow in case they don't fit. All right, so it took a little bit of wiggling and jiggling, but we got all the shelves, or both shelves I should say, in the storage closet, and we're going to be able to put cases down here and enough room to put maybe smaller cases here, but have all the storage in this one room. Now that all the storage options are done, it's time to start with the fun part. When planning out this room, I want to have 3 different setups. One for gaming, one for editing, and one for strictly filming. But since we were running out of time for day 4, I decided to only go ahead and put together this chair that I plan to use at my editing setup. This is the ErgoChair Ultra 2 that our friends over at Autonomous set out for us to use in this video. They have a few different color options, but this is a mesh ergonomic chair that I got in a gray and white variant because it's going to match one of the desks that I have to set up later on. It was actually super easy to put together, which I was kind of shocked, but also really glad because it was time for me to go to bed.
Not too bad. It's not too bad of a chair at all. So, yeah. Pretty much.
Now day 5 is finally here. We leave for vacation tomorrow and we got up early to get a good start with this desk that I purchased with my own money because I wanted it to match the other desk in my setup.
This is the Secretlab Magnus Pro, the non-XL version. So it's around like 60 inches wide. I think it's gonna be my editing desk. So put it together.
Now I don't recommend you putting this desk together by yourself because it is so extremely heavy, but it is doable if you are very extremely careful like I was here. And this desk is so easy to put together, like it's absolutely insane how easy they made it, and I can't wait for you to see what I have planned for this desk. And there's no rest for the weary. We immediately had to solve the problem of these super bright windows by installing some custom made shades from our friends over at SmartWings. They were nice enough to send over not 1, not 2, but 3 sets of blackout shades for me in this content. If you've ever tried to do videography in a room that's super bright, it is very hard to get the colors right, so these blackout shades are gonna be perfect for what I need. need to film my content inside this room. Huge shout out to SmartWings. They even included these awesome side panels here so that we could block out even more sunlight, and a programmable remote to where each shade has its own channel and it will go up and down with no problems.
I think these blinds are some of the best that I've ever seen on the market. They're super easy to install, and one of my favorite parts is they have these blockout shades here. And so the only thing I wish I would have done is they have a kind that has like this block up here where this would be black, and I guess I ordered the wrong kind. So I'll have to find some way to cover that up so it'll be black right there. But that's on me, that's not on SmartWings. They have a kind like that. I have that in my old room, and overall, I think they're pretty awesome.
And speaking of my old room,
so this is my current gaming setup, and I've got to somehow move it in there, and I don't want to take the whole thing apart. So I've got some stuff on the bottom to slide it across my hardwood floor, and we're going to see if that'll work. Wish me luck.
so this desk that I'm moving is the Secretlab Magnus Pro XL version. I've had it for over a year, and I was really hopeful that I could get this desk to fit inside this little corner to go back into the new room that I'm building. However, deep down, I had a feeling that it just wasn't going to work, but I still tried it anyway, and it was so very close.
It's like 2 inches from working.
So I had to slide the desk back out and literally take everything off of it so that I could lay it on its side, put some cardboard under it, and slide it into the room. And this took way longer than you think it should have, but I finally got it.
Now I got to put everything back on here. Fun.
So as quick as possible, I tried to assemble everything back on my desk, putting both monitors, the PC, keyboard, mouse, all the things. Don't worry, I'll go over in detail kind of everything in the setup at the end of the video when everything's done. Oh, and you remember that desk that I was afraid might not get here at the end of day 4? Well, it finally showed up.
The last desk that's going in the setup is our desk that's going to be used for filming, B-roll, opening boxes, things like that, unboxing videos, and Autonomous sent it out to us, and it's this white pearl desk. So put it together.
So this is Autonomous's Smart Desk 5 Pro version. It's a pretty expensive desk, but it's super heavy duty. You can feel it as you put together each and every piece that they did not skimp out on the parts here. While it's not the easiest desk that I've ever put together, it is still very simple, and it comes with a built-in cable management tray. And of course, it is also sit to stand, which makes it very desirable to be my B-roll / content desk. Although I wish it was black to match the rest of my room, I didn't want to wait over a month because they are on back order currently. But if you find any of the other desks on their website that you like, you can use code SETUPMattMiller to save 5% on anything on their website. Overall, I still think this looks super clean even on the black walls, and I cannot wait to film some content here. But now to the part that I've been looking forward to the most is what is going in the other parts of the setup. For the editing setup first, we're using a beast of a monitor. MSI actually sent this out for a TikTok, and it's a 49-inch OLED monitor. And to mount it on the desk, we're using Secretlab's very own ultra-wide monitor mount. It is super expensive, but when you're dealing with a $1,000 monitor, I'm not taking any chances. This thing is going to be perfect for editing and playing some story mode games. But in order for us to get the most out of it, we're going to need a pretty beefy PC, and that's why we're using this one.
So the PC that's going on like the story mode games, ultra-wide editing setup, has a Core Ultra 265K and an RTX 4070 Ti Super. We're gonna mount it underneath the table so we have plenty of room for the ultra wide.
Now, as promised, the rundown of the full gaming setup. Starting with our chair, this is the Andaseat Kaiser 3. It's orange, and you know orange and black is kind of my thing by this point. The Rode Pod mic with this orange pop filter and the orange Rode cord. This is the Corsair K70 Pro, I believe. Rapid trigger with the snappy tappy type stuff. I don't know what they call it. These are my speakers, Pebble 3s. Got my capture card here when I do graphics cards videos, my beacons, sound mixers, my Logitech Superlight, my beast of an orange Artisan mouse pad. This is just a 1440p monitor. I don't know what kind it is, Koru something. It's just basic, it's my second monitor. But this bad boy is the Asus OLED 240 Hertz. Once you go OLED, you never go back. It's absolutely amazing. That's just an eMeet webcam. Pretty cool. It like tracks your face, but it's nothing fancy. Just if I need it for Zoom calls or something. But this beast of a PC, I did a whole video on that you could check out on my profile. But it's got a 4080 Super and a 9950X 3D, which is absolutely awesome. And with that, here's the final room reveal. I am super happy with the way that this all turned out. I'm certainly not a professional, and I didn't get RGB lights hung like I really hoped that I would, but overall I'm super happy that I'm gonna have an awesome place to create content in the future. And if you wanna see where I did the same exact thing with this 20-year-old PC, check out this video.